And hello there, everyone. Sam is still MIA, but thanks to Anna, using the power of technology, like she's a mutant or something, she has found a way for us to continue our story to bring you comics. And I am wearing this, and it's not just a big comic book week. It's of course X-Men: Days of Future Past is this week, and I'm wearing this in honor that Scott and Jean will be in a future sequel, X-Men Apocalypse. But it's not about movies. You want comics, and if you love X-Men, there's about a gazillion X-Men books this week. This one is going to bring back some memories for some of you of a certain age. For some of you, it was the Super Friends. Some people, it was the Justice League. I remember Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Yes, there was a cartoon where Peter Parker, Angelica Jones, and Bobby Drake hung out. This is a special edition, issue 8 of Amazing X-Men by guest writer Catherine Eminem and Paco Medina, and it reunites those friends that you know and love in New York City, and they're going to save the day. So great for Spider-Man and Iceman fans. Uncanny X-Men. Now this is Cyclops. If you love Cyclops, this is the book for you. He's not in the movie, but he should be in a sequel. This is all about the Revolution team, Cyclops, Emma Frost, and their Cold War with S.H.I.E.L.D. There's this mystery character that Brian Bendis has been playing with who's kind of been pitting S.H.I.E.L.D. versus Cyclops and his X-Men with all these other Sentinels, which you're going to see plenty of Sentinels in the movie. You'll see lots of Sentinels here. We get a big hint. Beast, Mr. Smart Beast, kind of figures out who it is, but we can't figure it out. I still can't figure it out, and I've been reading X-Men a gazillion years. One other great X-Men related book is if you like Gambit. You've heard probably all the rumors about Channing Tatum wanting to play Gambit in a future movie. He's part of this group called X Factor. This is a corporate team of mutants: Polaris, Quicksilver, Warlock. So something from all kinds of generations of X-Men books, and they're all working for this mysterious corporation. And so the daughter of an anti-mutant rich hate guy, which we see a lot of those in the world, she's calling for help, and so they go in to help her, and it's not what they seem as a big trap. What's next? Peter David. It's action, it's humor, it's social satire, as only Peter David could do it. One other great Marvel book, Original Sin Part 2, is out. Now, this is a big Marvel event. It's Jason Aaron, who has also got Southern Bastards out right now, and is in for Scalped, and Wolverine and the X-Men. This is a big, basically a hardcore murder mystery, but on a cosmic level. As you know, the Watcher, the guy on the moon, who's been all this time, someone killed him, took out his eyes, and took all his secrets. And so you have old school Nick Fury, Captain America, Emma Frost, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, the Punisher. They're all teaming up and going all over weird places in the Marvel Universe to try to find the killer, get the eyes back, find out the secrets. And Jason Aaron brings back some wacky, weird villains from the past that I didn't think I'd see again in this one, in the search for the answers. And I am a true professor of Marvel and lover of X-Men, but I gotta tell you, this week, you may learn to love Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor is kind of a badass in this one. This is the conclusion of Forever Evil. As you know, the crime syndicate from Earth 2 came in, took over, the Justice League were sent off, and so it was up to Lex Luthor leading his team of Injustice League, including Bizarro and Captain Cold, in a last stand. Eventually, Catwoman and Batman hit up with them. What's interesting about this is this sets the stage for everything coming up in the DC universe, including a Justice League led by Lex Luthor, a brand new role for Nightwing that you may have heard about, but lots of big cosmic changes, a lot of surprises in here, a lot of new status quo set up, and that is the Will Harris Comics win a section of our tournament now. Tournament? We're not in a tournament. But anyway, let the games begin. Come on, who's next?
It's a tournament, huh, Will? Huh? We're just gonna throw our dukes up and just gonna fight? Well, you are kind of bigger than me, but I got more money on Morgan. He's kind of scrappy, and he's really young, so, he'll probably beat us up. But anyway, we have comics this week, and it is not a tournament. It's all real friendly around here. Very friendly, like itty-bitty rainbow pixie candy. No, this is not for kids, though it looks like it could be for kids. This is a book about butt-naked bunnies that do drugs and have adventures. And it's exactly like that. It's kind of bizarre and strange and horrible, and if you like it, it probably says something about you that, I'm going to refrain from saying here. But yeah, it's fun, it's stupid, it's nonsense. If you like Johnny, stuff like that. It's all by Dean Rankine? Rankine, yes. Very strange, from Action Lab Studios. continuing the very strange, we have all new Doop from Marvel. This is Peter Milligan, David LaFuente, and Laura Allred on colors. This is following the solo adventures of the greatest X-Man ever known, is Doop. And showed up in Milligan and Allred's X-Force way back. Features Shadowcat in here, Iceman. Really great art by David LaFuente. This stuff is very fun. Definitely the goofier side of the X-Men as opposed to the maybe more straight edge that Will brought you earlier. So take that, Will. Saga. It's back this week. I don't need to say anything else. Look, it's got shiny letters. It's back. It's new. It's been months. We know you've been jonesing. From Image Comics and Millar World, the movie production company, Mark Millar's comic book company, we have MPH by Mark Millar and Duncan Fegredo, who most recently finished up one of the last runs on Hellboy, which was amazing. And this is all about a guy named Roscoe, who is a relatively good kid, gets caught selling some coke, and goes to jail. There he gets hooked on this drug called MPH, which is synthesized from the first Superhuman, and, well, things kind of go downhill from there. Will Roscoe choose the, holier path and help people, or will he just probably use his powers for money and women and other things like that? My bet's on the latter. Also from Image this week, Prophet number 44. I thought this was the last issue, but I was wrong. There's actually one more issue. This is art by Dave Taylor, written by Branded and dedicated to Jean-Gerard Mobius. Some really, really nice stuff from Dave Taylor. A lot of focusing on the Earth Mother, which is really cool, that we saw with Farrell's issues. And, yeah, it looks like a really badass backup story. But nearing the end here of this cosmic sci-fi epic journey that, I'm kind of sad to see end, but there will be more after it to kind of flesh it out a bit. And the final book this week, Last Broadcast, from Archaia and Boom, Archaia's Black Label. This is about a San Francisco scrappiest urbex team, which is like an urban explorer type of team, and they go around to places that you shouldn't go. Basically, if it says no trespassing, they move the sign and they immediately walk into it. They are searching a secret bunker underneath San Francisco, and at the same time, a magician receives a very strange package, which somehow links into this. Written by Andre Cirengello and illustrated by Gabriel Umazark. I totally butchered those names, but it's really nice art. Kind of got that thin, scratchy line with some really nice muted colors. The screen just went black. Oh no! Hi, there I am. Anyway, technology scares me. It scares me. Anyway, so that's it for me, and we're up to the next fighter.
Anyway.
What, Anna's trying to go? God.
Speaking of technology, after a week of not having a cell phone because I dropped my old one in the toilet, I got one back. But I think I'm a convert, and I realized that technology and science is bad. And because of that, we have the 4th volume of Manhattan Projects from Jonathan Hickman and Nick Pitara. This is top 5 favorite series. It's an investigation into everything that has ever gone wrong in science for the past probably century. Not that anything is looking good for the future century. These are your favorite scientists of history doing terrible things to each other, terrible things to humanity, and terrible things to world as we know it. But science isn't all bad. I'll give it some credit. We have the 2nd issue of Solar Man of the Atom from Frank Barbary. Okay. An investigation into the science of family as well as the science of physics, as the previous Solar Man of the Atom is destroyed and his daughter is destined to take over. Or are there 2 Solars? The end of the 2nd issue, we still don't know exactly who's going to be taking over the mantle, or if there's going to be multiple mantles to take up. Psychic end of science, we have the 3rd hardcover volume of Mind Management from Matt Kint and Dark Horse. This beautiful hardcover edition is only $20. If you aren't familiar with the series, it's when a secret government agency of psychic spies volume goes places that you thought the first volume would never take you. And if you have any advice for any of you, it's protect your brain. Oh, one of my favorite series is the Dark Horse Presents series, this 80-page issue that comes out almost every month, is ending its current format of 80 pages. It'll pick back up in July, featuring a more slim and trim version, but this last big guy issue has stories from Stan Sakai, Mike Mignola, and Jaime Hernandez. If you watch any of this stuff, you know how much of a Hernandez Brothers fan I am, so pick up this issue as well. These may not be new, but they're new to the store. We have some Michael DeForge for you. This is the collection of loose comics that he puts out through Koyama Press. It's about a year between every single issue, so some of this isn't continuous, but it's all great. There's also a collection of short stories from DeForge called Very Casual. It's so casual, the art makes you feel like you're lounging in sweatpants made of centipedes, because it's weird, but it makes you think, and it makes you laugh at the same time. DeForge is probably one of the best alternatives, and should be on everyone's bookshelf cartoonist out there, and I hope that you pick them up and add them to yours. That wasn't completely terrible, and Morgan will finish it off.
Seriously, I will fight any of you, and I will win, including those viewers at home. But if you want to take part in the tournament, there's a $45 entrance fee. I will be collecting those at my home address. You cannot have that, however. Apparently, it's a huge week for DC, which I was not aware of. But once I pulled my books to talk about this week, I realized that they were 3/4 DC, which, if you haven't caught on by now, does not usually happen. So starting off, the one non-DC book that I pulled, we've got BPRD Hell on Earth number 119. It's the 5th part of the Reign of the Black Flame storyline, written by, of course, Mike Mignola and John Arcudi as always, but drawn by the indomitable James Herron. You may recognize his work from Conan, and other BPRD storylines that were totally sick. You might have seen some of his art on the line. He's very present on the webs. But that's really amazing, awesome stuff. The trade should be on the way soon. Plenty of monsters and city destruction. Everything you could really want from a BPRD book at this point. Moving on, and speaking of monsters, the first of my 3 DC books, this is Batman and Frankenstein, the 31st issue of the rotating Batman and team-up book. Drawn by, actually Doug Mahnke this time. Cool enough. I didn't realize he was doing that, but, this sees Batman searching for Damian's body, and of course when you're trying to find a corpse, who better to call than a walking corpse? Long story short, Batman, Frankenstein, and Bathound fighting Yetis for 20 pages. You want it. Next book here, this is Sinestro number 2, the 2nd issue of the current ongoing series about the greatest lantern in history. Cullen Bunn of Sixth Gun fame is writing it, and it's being drawn by Dale Eaglesham, who is incredible. Have you really not read JSA? Go read JSA. Moving on. Finally, something I've been waiting for since it was first rumored. You might have seen it already with me flashing around the screen here. It's here. Black Canary, Zatanna, Bloodspell, the Fishnet, the Furious Fishnet Fatales, I don't know. They don't have a real name. Not the Birds of Prey, way cooler than the Birds of Prey, teaming up to fight various mystical threats, even some appearances by the female Furies on Apocalypse. Joe Quinones is doing the art for this book. Paul Dini is writing it. Of course, Paul Dini having written the awesome Zatanna episodes in Batman the Animated Series and Justice League series, as well as her ongoing series before the New 52 came around. This is a hardcover graphic novel, done in one shot, awesome packaging. Even the inside has fishnets. Have you noticed that there's a lot of fishnets going on? But yeah, that is about all that I have to tell you about, except, oh wait, did you want more DC news? You may have heard that, there's this little weekly series going on right now called Future's End. And you may have also heard that they're going to be doing the whole 3D cover thing again come September. And you may remember the huge mess that was trying to get a hold of those 3D covers. So, to save you all of that trouble, we have taken the time out of our days to write up this amazing order sheet here. It's simple, it's easy to do. You just have to fill in whether you want a 3D or a 2D copy of the comic, bring it to us by May 27th, and we'll get your comics. It's that easy. Unless, of course, DC goes and allocates like 500 different titles, which they tend to do. But they're not gonna this time, because we're acting in, preparation. Part of the business. Thank you for sticking through this horribly, horribly low-tech trudge, and thank you for putting up with all of us every week. Come buy some comics, please.